Hey community, how are you? This is Patricia Freudenberg. I am the CEO of Instagram, and I am here making a new series called Mornings with Instagram. You might have caught our first episode with my daughter Brooke Freudenberg, who helps me with the creative end, even though she has her own company and she's into fashion and retail, but she is very creative and she loves to help me out. Today, I am here to talk more about Instagram and our mission and what we stand for. First of all, I want to talk about, the upcoming anniversary of 9/11. It's going on 19 years. And I'm still get emotional over it because, if you're from New York, that hit your heart. But anybody around the world, if you're empathic, you realize, those are lives lost in a horrible way. And with that being said, it's a beautiful thing that we could remember them in so many ways. They built the beautiful Freedom Tower and the memorial site over there. It is a beautiful place. With that being said, this is what my platform is all about. It's about remembering people who have passed away. And, when I tell people about Instagram, the first thing they say is, "Oh, that's so sad." And I don't want it to be that way. It is sad. Don't get me wrong. And please, with all due respect, it's harsh to lose a life, whether you know the person or you don't. Life is precious, and it's unfortunate that sometimes we lose sight of the importance and the preciousness of life. Is that even a word? I don't need know. But the point is that we can't take for granted because even if you have a terrible life-threatening disease, or you're old and you probably not going to live more than a decade more. Let's say you're in your 90s. The truth is nobody is promised tomorrow, and we can't take that for granted. I don't want people to have to think of their own death, but you do have to be grateful for every moment that you are alive and breathing. And when you're going through a loss, you don't want your life to feel paralyzed because of it. It's something that we have to cope with, and it is hard. I've lost people I've loved. It's a hard process, but Mr. Graham is there to help you through that process by, paying tribute. Is one way because, believe it or not, when you write to the person you love or even how you feel, slowly but surely it replenishes your heart. I don't know how, but it does. Try it. I promise you, it works. It might not work the first time. It's kind of like exercising. You might need to lose 20 pounds. The first time you get on a treadmill, guess what? You're not going to lose 20 pounds. It's again, it's a process. This is life. But the point is that you want to make your life while you're living on Earth, because unfortunately, it's limited. Hopefully, everybody is going for the 100-year mark. But at some point in our life, we will all pass away. That's why there's life insurance. That's why people buy their plots in advance, like my grandma did, which I thought she was crazy in 1985. I didn't even know what she was talking about. And then when she had to come to her final resting day, there it was, nice, easy peasy. But don't want to get off track. The point is, we all will pass away. And with Mystery Graham, it's another way to leave your own legacy, by paying tribute and paying it forward to those you love and miss and keeping their life alive through memory and sharing. It's a way to cope. It's a way to tribute. It's a way to pay it forward. But also, people will get a sense of you and what you were about. And God forbid, you may pass too soon. I mean, I don't think Kobe Bryant thought he was dying that day, and guess what? His last tweet was a really inspiring tweet to his friends, and of course he was a wonderful guy and did wonderful things, and people remember him because he was famous. But is important. And, I think we're coming to a new age where people are more willing to be vulnerable about stuff like this. And let's say you're somebody who is not going through a loss, and hopefully, we we experience that more than we experience loss, and you could be there for somebody who's going through that process for the first time, through Mistugram. Now, there are plenty of reasons, and one is, remembering them and passing a heritage like we talked about, and, knowing that they're not forgotten, and, Mistugram gives the permission to face loss. Like I said, it's a space where you don't have to feel shy or vulnerable, and then it's so much easier just to hit that share button, to put it on your other socials. For some reason, it just seems easier. And at any given time, you can change the preference to private journaling, which is really nice. And, it helps us know that we're not alone. And, we are working to make our app as optimal as possible. We want the user experience to be easy, transitional, pleasant. With that being said, we are in the process of expanding the development. As a first time launch, we realized, there were a few things we could have added. Also, you know, times of technology are just moving forward so quickly, and we are updating. So apologies if anybody has any glitches with their upload. We are working on the back end to fix all bugs and to keep up to date with our updates. There is a lot of back end work. So, we are raising, doing fundraising to help speed that up. And you could help, by buying one of our t-shirts or sweatshirts now with the nice cold weather. Goodbye to summer, it's bittersweet, but we got these nice sweatshirts. And here's our pillar that we stand by, tribute, cope, and share. That's very important to our company because it's about, first of all, paying tribute. It's about coping, and not only for yourself, like I said, it's also to help others because, once you get through something, it makes you stronger. That's just the bottom line. Everybody knows that. And it's so nice to be able to extend that help to somebody else. It just feels so good. And sharing by paying it forward, sharing to open up your heart. It's just a wonderful thing. So, we are a prosper for purpose company. So, although we could use all the funds to expand and develop, we do like to contribute to the Red Cross. Besides that, I'm a volunteer. I became a volunteer because of all their beautiful work they've done. We also were Sandy victims. Not my dwelling, but my business. We had to relocate because we also had 5 feet of water. That's tall as me, and it was horrifying. And the thought of what people went through because they lost their homes, and so many of those people were, customers of ours because we lived in that area in Island Park. Also, we lost customers. People died. It was hard to believe that this even happened. And the Red Cross was there. The Red Cross was there, and my customers, after everybody started to get their life like back to normal, I guess you want to call it. But who did we think of? And thank the Red Cross. Now, people might say, oh, they do this, they do that. Let me tell you something. I am on the back end of the Red Cross. I gotta tell you, there's a lot of work involved in the Red Cross. They care, and they care. And they were there for they were there for 9/11 also, but they were there for Sandy. They were there for Sandy, and that inspired me so much, and I wanted to be a part of that. And I'm proud to donate partial proceeds to their humanitarian aids. So if you buy a t-shirt on Amazon, guess what? Not only are you supporting this amazing app, but you are supporting the Red Cross. And that's something to be proud of, that your purchase will be twofold. It's going for two good causes. And you could also, find this t-shirt on there. We have a few different styles. This is another t-shirt, again, with our, three pillars of what we stand by, tribute, cope, and share. And also, here's just another style. We're working on our different varieties, because everybody has different tastes, and you could go on there and see what else. We had a lot of great supporters. My cousin Vicky, my daughter Joanne, my friend customer. A lot of great supporters. The list could go on and on. Also, you could have your cup with your. This is my grandma. I miss her so much. I know I was so lucky to have her almost 50 years of my life, and I still miss her. Gosh. But thanks to Mr. Graham, I could have my warm cup of coffee with her. Anyway, God bless. Look, I'm getting teary-eyed. It's a very emotional week. 9/11 just always brings everything back. But again, now we have a platform to get it off our chest and help others. And God bless all.